Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
All right, guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierre's movie reviews. Tonight we got Ridley Scott's latest movie, The Last Duel. All right, guys, The Last Duel. What'd you guys think?
It was pretty good, despite Ridley Scott losing his mind off camera.
Yeah, he loses his mind daily these days, doesn't
pretty
he?
much weekly.
Yeah, he says something in
he
the
said-
news every other day.
Like, literally, he said The Last Duel didn't get good ratings because of cell phones.
Oh, that was what he said it about?
Yeah, millennials
I saw
are
that.
too
And then
addicted
he-
to their cell phones.
Then he was on an interview, and the interviewer, granted, I'm sure they deal with a lot of dickheads, but the interviewer was just like, hey, The Last Duel seems like a bit more realistic and believable than some other movies you did that were kind of similar, like Robin Hood and something else. And Ridley Scott just goes, "Go fuck yourself." And then the guy like went to say something else, and Ridley Scott goes, "Fuck you very much. Go fuck yourself." And the whole interview just kept saying it.
So it's a very realistic film. It looks more realistic than Kingdom of Heaven or Robin Hood, if we're talking about your...
Fuck you, thank you very much, fuck you, go fuck yourself, go on. So, go on.
And like the guy didn't say it was bad. He just goes, it was like more believable, like realistic than Robin Hood, which
Yeah.
it is. It's a true story.
Yeah.
So it should be more believable.
Has he just gone full senile now?
No, but anyway, what's the plot of the movie? You want to just tell the plot just in a nutshell?
It's a retelling of a woman accuses a knight of rape, and then it breaks it down into like her husband's perspective, her perspective, and then the perpetrator's perspective.
Yeah,
And
There's
at
kind
the end shows like the wrap up.
yeah. Narratively, it's a completely new way to tell a story. I mean, we don't really see that. I can't recall whenever I've seen that kind of storytelling. But
I mean,
I'm sure it's been
yeah.
done.
Unnecessary storytelling? Yeah.
What do you mean unnecessary?
Well, we'll get into. I know what he's talking about, but as we talk about,
Yeah,
Plus, the two knights had like an ongoing feud
yeah.
before the rape happened, the supposed rape happened. So.
that's true. Yeah. So what are you saying? There's bias in the perspectives and stuff, and
No, I'm just saying they had a feud going on.
oh yeah, but
There's already some
I said-
bitterness.
true. Yeah,
Matt Damon was pretty much role playing Theo Von.
he did look like him.
And then I put, like, I thought it was like a thing where I said this to Ben when we saw it. I was like, Matt Damon just showed up on set with a scar. And they're like, that's not really part of the character, but I guess, yeah, we'll include it. And then Ben Affleck's like, hey, he gets the scar. I'm getting this terrible bowl cut and shitty beard. Do it. Blonde.
Bleach blonde
And
hair.
then, like, yeah, they're just adding stupid shit to their character on their own. And Adam Driver was just like, yeah, I'll just look like I always look. It's okay.
Yeah. But whose perspective did we see first? We see the woman's perspective?
Damon.
Matt
Oh,
Damon's
it's Matt
first.
Damon's perspective. That's right.
Which, like, all three storylines, really the only thing that changes. In hers, Matt Damon is a dickhead more. And then that's really the only thing that changes between the three stories.
Yeah, and his, he's like a saint. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's like...
he's like a martyr, basically.
Yep.
And then
what happened to, I forget what was Adam Driver's. How was his different?
It literally
It
wasn't.
really
it was
wasn't.
like... His was even kind of worse than the other versions about the rape.
Well, his was like she was flirting with him at the market, so then he took it as like, oh, she kind of is into me.
No,
And then
that's
he
But
got
right.
in there
then,
and
but then
she's
the
I
like-
rest of the
remember,
time,
yeah.
like, she's like, please don't come into my house.
she was-
and then he like just comes in.
Barges in.
She was
She's
kind of like laughingly saying no, like, no, you got to leave. It's my husband. Will
Please
find
leave me
out."
alone.
He's
And
like,
then
"No."
runs to her room crying, and he just follows her.
And raped.
He's like, you wanted this.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
it was-
the whole time it's still like, I'm innocent. Like, even though
Absolutely no
in
point to his
own version-
perspective. Like-
yeah, he was very guilty.
Clearly.
I'm just saying, as far as perspectives, why show
All
Adam
three if they're the
Driver's
same.
when nothing changed? He didn't even make himself look good.
Which I did think was going to happen. Like, I did assume, like, his would be different, but it doesn't make him look any better. It was like...
It was just a funny perspective,
Yeah.
like to
It was
do it that way.
Perspective one, pretty sure he's a rapist. Perspective two, definitely a rapist. Version 3, absolutely no doubt he's a rapist.
Yeah, the whole time in like his perspective, I was waiting for her to be like, "Oh yes, let's do this." And she's like, "No, I don't want."
Yeah.
But she's crying and
Yeah.
screaming like.
I thought the perspectives were going to be wildly different, each
Yeah.
of them, and they kind of weren't, you know?
It's like Ridley Scott like walked off set on this second perspective. Was like, just do it like However, Adam wants to do it.
I jotted down a few little short descriptions that people gave me of this movie. Somebody just said the most daring lack of commitment to an accent in ages.
Well, Matt Damon?
Like, all of them, because like it's supposed to be in the Middle Ages, and literally most of the time they just talk in like normal
Yeah.
vernacular. Like there's no difference.
They're using like nowadays slang. Like, what's up, dude?
somebody just reviewed was Goodwill Jousting.
That's totes cray cray.
I don't know why to me, but like I was kind of surprised by like the brutality and like the action and gore. Like, because I kind of when we went and saw it, I kind of expected it to be like a more of a storytelling, like emotional, like slower thing. And then like when they show like sword fights and like war and all that, it was pretty crazy.
It does get
There's
violent.
like decapitations and just stabbing people in the eye and like all kinds
It
of
is
crazy.
violent at times. Ridley Scott's known for his violence in his movies. He loves it. So you have to expect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the action scenes were good, and the duel was sweet.
The duel
the
was
actual
awesome.
duel was really sweet.
It was great.
No,
yeah.
no. But Matt Damon's whole character, like, maybe pick your battles a little bit. Like, hold your tongue when you're about to confront people that literally can snap their fingers and take away your birthright. Like, he had the rights to, like, his
The
whole
land, right? All
house
the
and his
land?
name. And then they're like, yeah, that's ours now. And then, like, all the land he got for marrying his lady, like, they were given all this land by her dad, and they took it away. Like, and he just went in there, and all he had to do was literally be like, I'm sorry, I'm your humble servant. And they would have been like, oh, okay, you're cool. And instead he's like, you fucking pricks, like, and loses his mind.
Yeah. He had a real chip on his shoulder
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie.
How does the suing work back then? Because he's like, I sue you, and then like the guy's like, well, I won. So
Yeah, because that's what I was like. Pick your battles, because he's literally the deciding factor. He wasn't a king, but he was like a duke or something, like below a king. So it has to go through him to get to the king.
Right.
So he'd like got the local people to be like, okay, yeah, like we'll let you go to court, and then it just gets to him, and he goes, you lose.
yeah, like, I'm still taking your land. So
And then I literally laughed out loud at the trial part, because they were like, that's how it was, but the church was like the jurors, and then they're like, well, did you enjoy it? Because you're only allowed to enjoy sex with your husband. You can't get arousal out of rape. And she's like, no, I didn't enjoy it. Like, I was crying. And they're like, did you get pregnant? Because you can't get pregnant through rape. That's just science. And I like literally laughed. I was like, what? Like, that's who was in
like a
charge of the
shtick.
trial.
Yeah.
He's like, that's just science. Like, excuse me?
I thought it was funny when
some things confused back
they
in the day.
did her perspective, and she told Matt Damon she got raped. He was like annoyed. He's like, ah,
Yeah, he's like,
are you sure?
He's like, I got to deal with this now.
that was a great reaction. Like, you didn't want it. You're sure? He like sighed. Ah, God.
And
Take my land,
but then
now you're
immediate-
raped.
Then immediately got violent and was like about to choke her.
Yeah. You whore.
Really?
And then like his mom the whole time was anti her. Like,
Yeah, she was a savage.
That chick was really mean.
And the mom left her alone. Like, if she would have left the guards there like she was supposed to, it wouldn't have happened.
No, she just... Where did she go? She was
To
like, Toodles.
the market.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I'm gonna go to town for a few days, and she's like, he said not to leave me alone. You'll be fine.
1 hour later, she's getting raped.
Oh boy.
Jesus. But anything else you guys want to add?
Ben and I went and saw it together. There was only us in the theater, and then when it was about to start, one random man came into the theater and sat in this the dead center of the theater. Me and Ben were in the very back row. That dude sat in the center, and then like through a trailer or two happened, he got up and moved back to our row and sat down, and then like moved closer and closer to Ben until there were like 2 seats between them, maybe.
Not even. There was like a seat between.
And sat there the rest of the movie.
He just wanted to get you guys' thoughts because he didn't have anyone with him.
When we left, Ben was just like trying to be. He's like, "Oh, that was pretty good, huh?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And, like, that was the only retort we
Just a
got.
mouth breather.
He was just like, "Yeah," and then just stood there, and we're like, "All right, we gotta go. We gotta go."
Like that's not true at all.
That was,
That's pretty true.
accurate.
Yeah.
Like he literally sat 6 rows in front of us, dead center.
I feel like you both took acid and saw this dude.
No, and then he got up and moved. And I don't think he was supposed to be in that movie, to be honest.
No, definitely not. I don't think he was supposed to be not out
I
of prison.
I thought he was
was
seeing
just-
Spider-Man.
Which At Fairlane happens a lot. Like you'll be watching a movie and 5 minutes in, like a group of people just come and be like, "Yo, what is this?" And I'm like, it's not Spider-Man." They're like, thanks, peace, and then I just leave. Like I was watching something and somebody came in there, "Yo, is this Venom?"
I think we were there. I was there for that. I can't remember what movie. But yeah. But anyways, you guys want to get to ratings?
Sure.
Okay. What'd you guys give it?
A 6.5.
Go ahead.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 9 at first, and I think like an 8.5 because it was good. Like you
gotta pick one.
I'll just give it an 8.5. But it surprised me at how good it was because I didn't go in expecting it to be that good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good,
and it was like surprising,
entertaining throughout.
How it was done, I feel.
Yeah, it was. That's the most refreshing thing about it. Is it's just a new way to tell a story, you know. So that was cool.
My only complaint was that it was a little longer than it needed to be. I think it could have probably summed it up a little quicker.
Especially since the 3. I know that's what you were talking about earlier, like useless storytelling or whatever.
It just seemed unnecessary.
All 3 of the stories were almost identical.
Yeah.
So they could have just shown you the parts that were different instead of re-showing you the same thing over and over.
I thought it was a really good movie. It just seemed like I was just caught off guard by like how similar they were. I was like,
I know.
Weird. And then how guilty he was the whole time.
Yeah, and then still said he wasn't guilty.
I feel like he said that though because he legit thought he didn't do anything wrong, but second, he thought he was going to win the duel, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, but he's about to get murdered by Matt Damon. All he had to do was say like, "Okay, I." And
he's like, "No, you're dead."
But what do you guys think? You guys, final verdict: see it ASAP, see it whenever, skip it.
I did not rape her. I did not.
I did not.
I did not.
Hi, I did not hit her. And I did not rape her.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I'd say if you like Ridley Scott or medieval times movies, see it ASAP.
I'd say whenever. See it whenever. Joe, what do you think?
It's a pretty narrow window. You medieval or Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
Either one. If you like either fans of either of those, that's a pretty broad audience.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think?
I'd say whenever, probably.
So see this one whenever. All right, guys, it's movie quote time. Shaw's got a movie quote for us. We got to guess it. What do you got, Shaw?
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
I literally have no idea.
It's like the only quote from the movie that anybody would get.
I don't know. I literally don't know. I'll never get it.
If you haven't seen it, I'll pick another one. But I feel like you might not have seen it, but I feel like we talked about it.
It does not ring a bell at all.
We might have seen it together.
Yeah, I got nothing.
The Witch.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
I've definitely seen it.
I've seen it one time. Yeah, but that counts. Yeah.
I've only seen it once.
Okay. All right. That's a point for Shaw. And that's our review for The Last Duel, guys. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you very soon.